Hello, you're watching Afghan News. Tens of students gathered Tuesday morning in front of the Kabul University and staged a protest against Quran burning in the United States recently. However, according to locals, a number of public order and anti-riot police forces have been deployed in several squares leading to the country's biggest university in the west of Kabul to provide security for the event. This is the fifth successive day that people staged demonstration across the war-torn country to register their protest against the burning of Quran by a priest in the United States. Likewise, demonstration in the northern Mazar-e-Sharif city on Friday which turned violence. The demonstrators ransacked UN compound and killed 7 employees of the World Body, and a similar protest in the country's southern Kandahar province also left dozens dead and over 100 others injured on Saturday and Sunday. Pressures on insurgents have been greatly increased, ISAF spokesman in Kabul told a news conference on Monday. ISAF spokesman General Joseph Bloor says the Taliban militants are struggling to retake the areas they had lost, but the Afghan security forces and the foreign forces have taken all measures to prevent it. Efforts are being made to retake Waigal district of Nuristan that recently fell to the insurgents, Mr. Bloor said. He said operations are continuing in the eastern region to clear all districts of insurgents. Here, this is of particularly great importance in these days and weeks as preparations are made very thoroughly for the spring offensive of the insurgents to maintain pressure before they try to regain what they have lost. The United Nations and French military have fired missiles at military positions of Côte d'Ivoire's incumbent President Laurent Gbagbo in the country's main city, Abidjan. Explosions rang out near the presidential palace and at 3 strategic military garrisons, including the Equador military camp. Hamadoun Tour, a UN spokesman, said the UN mandate is to protect civilians and that its forces would not intervene in fighting between Gbagbo troops and forces loyal to the internationally recognized President Alassane Ouattara, who are battling to gain control of the city. French President Nicolas Sarkozy said in a statement that he had authorized the 1,600-strong French force based in the country to help in the operation following an appeal from UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, who said the use of force was necessary to prevent further attacks on civilians. Following 4 months of attempts to negotiate Gbagbo's departure, the UN Security Council unanimously passed a resolution giving the 12,000-strong peacekeeping operation the right to use all necessary means to carry out its mandate to protect civilians under imminent threat of physical violence, including to prevent the use of heavy weapons against the civilian population. Meanwhile, there were reports that Ouattara's forces had seized Gbagbo's offshore residence in Abidjan. Patrick Achi, the spokesman for Ouattara's government, said that he did not know if Gbagbo was in the residence at the time it was seized. Also on Monday, UN humanitarian chief Valerie Amos said investigators from the World Body were probing allegations that hundreds of people have been massacred in the town of Dueko. Libya is ready to negotiate reforms such as elections or a referendum, but only its own people can decide whether Muammar Gaddafi should stay on as leader, a government spokesperson has said. Musa Ibrahim, the Libyan information minister, told reporters on Tuesday that no conditions could be imposed on Libya from abroad, even though the country was ready to discuss proposals aimed at bringing more democracy, transparency, press freedom and anti-corruption laws. Ibrahim described Gaddafi as the safety valve for the unity of the country's tribes and people, accusing some Western leaders of trying to topple Gaddafi out of personal interest or for economic gain. He denied allegations that government forces were involved in any attacks against civilians, but criticized Italy's decision to recognize the opposition National Council, saying that it is up to Libyans to decide who represents them. Meanwhile, Maltese Prime Minister Lawrence Gonzi told Libyan Deputy Foreign Minister Abdel Ati Al-Obeidi that Gaddafi and his family must relinquish power. Al-Obeidi was in Malta following talks with government officials in Greece and Turkey on ways to end the Libyan conflict. And in Libya, clashes have continued between pro-democracy troops and forces loyal to Muammar Gaddafi, the Libyan leader, at the key oil town of Brega, with the rebels saying they have taken control of a portion of the town. Yemeni security forces have shot dead at least 16 anti-government demonstrators and wounded 30 in the city of Taz, south of the capital. Sana'a medics said the violence began when thousands of protesters marched through Taz toward Freedom Square, where demonstrators have been camped out. Troops on nearby rooftops opened fire with live ammunition on the crowd, and the marchers then turned to besiege the governor's headquarters, said Bushra Makhtara, an opposition activist in Taz, and other witnesses. The bloodshed in Taz has further stoked the more than month-old uprising against Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh's 32-year rule. Security forces, including the Republican Guard, for the first time have fired on protesters as well as snipers positioned around the protest square. Meanwhile, the United States has concluded Saleh will not likely enact reforms demanded by opposition protesters and must be eased out of office. And Barack Obama, the U.S. president, has formally announced his 2012 re-election bid, saying the country needs to protect the progress it had made. In a statement on Monday, Obama explained that as his administration and supporters across the country fight to protect the progress they have made, they also need to begin mobilizing for 2012, long before the time comes for him to begin campaigning in the earnest. Obama said that in coming days his supporters will begin forging a new organization in cities and towns across the country. Political observers expect the Obama campaign to raise an unprecedented $1 billion for the race. Several Republicans are considering running against Obama but have not made their candidacies official. Early polls are showing Obama leading potential Republican rivals. Obama was expected to file campaign papers with the Federal Election Commission as early as Monday, which would allow him to start raising campaign funds. And that is all for now. Stay with the news in 30 minutes.